Welcome to P English Literature, a YouTube channel that conveys Amazon, Goodreads, blog, and video book reviews coupled with interviews with authors. It's a perfect channel for book lovers, authors, and writers generally. P English Literature, the exact channel for you and me. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel at P English Literature. If you've not subscribed to this channel or today is the first time you're watching this video, I want to urge you to please click on the subscribe button over there. Also consider liking this video and sharing with your friends. Thank you very much for that. Today is another video book review, and I'm talking about this book right in front of me, When Tears Leave Scars by Allison K. Dagney. I've once mentioned this book in one of my previous video book reviews that I was looking forward to reading it, and I was so excited to pick up this book because it's actually a real life story of the author Allison K. Dagney, detailing a life experience with a psychopath husband, and it was very gruesome. It's emotional, and just like the title depicts, When Tears Leave Scars. Before I move into the review, I want to make a kind of a little illustration about the title and the cover of the book. One of the reasons why I love the book is because of the cover. It acts a facial expression of a lady, and when tears leave scars. I was like, when I first come about this title, I was like, it's actually somewhat figurative, it's actually idiomatic, and I was like, do tears really leave scars? But I think the author made it that way because the tears have been quite insistent. It has been reoccurring time to time, and it has gotten to the point whereby it leaves a scar. And I was like, wow, this is actually a very kind of an impressive title coupled with the book design. So When Tears Leave Scars is actually a real life story of Allison K. Dagney, and when I read through it, it is actually very interesting. It is very emotional. It is empathetic. It is sympathetic because it's actually a real life story of our experience with a psychopath husband. Okay, before I talk about this book, my review of this book is actually going to be a spoiler free. It's going to be very short, just like a recommendation of video book review, and I'm so excited talking about it because I really love it. And one of the things I've admired so far is that I love books that are non-fiction. I love reading real life stories, and it made me in a way that I feel myself engulfed in it. It will leave me in a kind of a state whereby I feel quite empathetic. I really love non-fiction. I love reading books that are autobiography, and when I read through Allison K. Dagney's When Tears Leave Scars, I was really impressed with it. Well, I've not started my review, and I'm gonna start very shortly, like I said, but I don't want to leave a kind of a breaks for the book because I find it very inspiring. I find it something that is deep into what is really happening in our society today. It's actually a marriage story of how Dagney herself deal with a husband who is a narcissist, who is a psychopath, and is always there to make her cry. This review is actually quite different from the one I've been making in time past, and the book made me remember here Fearless, Conquer the Doom of Mental Purgatory by Shana Barker, which is actually an autobiography of Shana Barker's also dialogue experience, dilapidating panic attack, and all other sorts of mental health issue, how she was able to cope with it and how she was able to survive it. So while I read through When Tears Leave Scars, also I was really impressed by it. Okay, I'd love to read to you about the author that was inscribed at the back page of the book. Allison K. Dagney lives in the Midwest of the United States with her 3 children and their beloved rescue dog. She enjoys spending time with her children, playing in nature, helping others, and of course, writing. Allison never aspired to be an author, but her love of writing, paired with an inspirational story, was the perfect recipe to expose hidden emotional abuse. Our goal is to expand awareness of this covert and rampant type of abuse, as well as to give inspiration to those who have been victimized in this way. Ultimately, Allison wishes to help victims gain needed strength to escape while helping outsiders gain a better understanding of eating abuse, Allison K. Dagney, When Tears Leave Scars. This book actually detailed the real life story of two lovers, Ali herself and the and a husband, Nick. The scenario or the adventure of Ali and Nick was quite very gruesome, empathetic, arousing empathy, and I couldn't just believe myself reading through this book because it is actually well vast into emotional issue. From the instance of the first time whereby Nick, who is actually the husband of Alison, was dating, there's this kind of a normal thing or something that is quite very, very normal in a society today. When two lovers meet, there exists kind of a surge, huge likeness and love that exists between them. But I don't know, I think it's something that is, very predominant, but some people it might be a little bit different. That once this begin to live together, it's like as if the love begin to fade away, and it's as if the first time love was being misplaced for something else, and that's what actually happened to Ali here. But I don't think it actually happened to Ali, just that her husband Nick was the one who have problem. Her husband is actually a narcissist. He is a psychopath, and he loves to instill emotional abuse into Ali. I love Alison's characterization because she's actually a submissive woman. She's very obedient, and I think that's one of the reasons whereby her husband Nick took, ardent advantage of her. Nick was someone that I can characterize as someone who is very, very, it's like a dictatorship, is an authoritarian, and I hate that characteristics about him. And with this, he began to, annihilate Alison, even though they are married and they have one children, two children, three children. It is very, very gruesome. I find it very, very, annoyingly intriguing at the point whereby Nick would have to control Alison's everywhere she goes. He controls freedom, a freedom rather. He controls its what's it called, finance. He control almost everything about him, and Ali cannot make decision on herself except she said the concept of a husband. Well, I know that that's actually a good trait, even biblical, but there's a way with which Nick made it very, very bad and very, very like an imposition. It was imposing force. He loved to rule people with hard hand, and Nick still live a sort of emotional abuse on Ali. Well, there are more to this book than I've just said. There are actually gruesome cases that were being expressed. There are some issue with marital, home issue that I wouldn't really love to talk about in my review because I don't want to spoil the book. But I just thought it's something that is really, really good. It's something that is, very intriguing, and it's something that you would even love to read as maybe a married man or someone looking forward to getting married. So this is actually a very sort of an emotional book. I feel that most of the message that was communicated in the book has something to give out. I feel that even the way the characters behave, the plot twist and the characterization is something that we as humans can really learn from. The book also asks a lot of humor. At some point that I underlined while reading through it, the beginning chapters and even at the end. That it's actually very honestly I can't just describe the book enough. I think you just have to go and get a copy because I really, really recommend this book. I have to give it a 5-star review on Amazon because I absolutely love it. It's full of humor, it's full of marriage issue, it is emotional, it is sympathetic, it is a real life story, and it is outrightly very impressive. I would just love you to live in the verge. I don't know if you would like to know if Ali really survived it. Was she able to stay in a marriage despite a psychopathic husband? And was she able to survive the many tears that leave scars in her face? I just don't want to talk much about this book, but I love it. I absolutely love it, but I don't just know how to describe it enough, and I'd really love to want you to get out a copy if you're a non-fiction lover. If you love to read autobiography, then you should check out Allison K. Dagney's When Tears Leave Scars. It's actually, currently available on Amazon, and it's doing very well. I think currently it had over 103 reviews on Amazon, and I left a link in the description part of this video if you'd like to get a copy of When Tears Leave Scars by Allison K. Dagney. It's a real life story of someone dealing with emotional abuse, some sort of mental disorder, not really, and something related to that. Wow, it is really a wow. And next I'm gonna stop my review of this book. If you watched this video to this point and you're yet to subscribe to this channel, I want to urge you to please do so by clicking on the subscribe button over there. Also consider liking this video and sharing with your friend. Thank you very much for watching my video book review of Allison K. Dagney, When Tears Leave Scars. This review it's different from the one I've been making. It's more or less like a recommendation. I didn't talk too much and I didn't move too deep into it. I just want to show you that this book is really fantastic. And considering the fix of the lady inscribed at the front page of the book, I think it's something that it is what pulling someone, captivating someone to want to pick it up on Amazon. Thank you very much for watching my video book review of When Thieves Leave Scars by Allison K. Dagney. See you in my next video.